So hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. And today this video is going to be about how to keep 3B fine, especially highly porous or high porosity hair, hydrated. So guys, this has been something that has been such a journey for me for like the longest time. I've watched so many YouTube videos about hair and keeping it hydrated, and it may seem like, you know, not the biggest thing in the world, but I'm telling you, when you're trying to like throw all these different products at your hair that you think that, you know, the bottle says is going to keep your hair hydrated, and you wash your hair in the morning and by the afternoon it's dry as a bone, it's just so frustrating, you know. And this is what was happening to me. I like to be quite minimal with like the amount of products I use, and so basically through all of the things I've learned, I shared a picture on Instagram last week sometime when I did this, kind of put all the components together, and it got a really, like, you know, quite a big response from people in my messages, like, can you share the routine? What did you do differently? What products did you use? Blah, 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 blah. So today I'm gonna share all of those things with you. I wanted to film this video yesterday. I did my best because that's when I had my deep conditioner in, and I wanted to film, like, you know, all that kind of stuff, like some behind the scenes, but blessed camera wasn't really having it. And so redoing this today, I'm just gonna go through things point by point. A little rewind before I really dive into things is that I started my natural hair journey when I was about 21. I had been straightening my hair, had some crazy curl patterns, so the big chop wasn't really an option because it was like, you know, straight, curly, straight from the root to the tips. I did cut off all of my split ends and then really dove into everything that I was learning back then. Anyway, when I started traveling, when I finished uni, I was backpacking for a lot of it, and it was really like inconvenient to fill up my backpack with hair products, you know. It was like, and heavy, it was just nuts. So I kind of ditched deep conditioning for the longest time, and was just doing a lot of wash and goes. And at first everything was fine, especially when I was in like warmer countries, that, you know, it didn't get dry super quick. But then especially last year, living by the ocean, was in the ocean every day, I think I even got more lazy because I was like, I don't want to, you know, I wash my hair today, put all this product in it, like natural or not, and then go to the ocean and it's just washed out, I have to do it again, you know. And I was just being kind of lazy and kind of like, what's the point? Anyway, so basically after like a year of that, my hair has been dry as a bone, which I also showed you guys on Instagram, probably put a picture around here somewhere. And that's what kind of really drove me back to doing something like this again. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it, start researching this stuff again, start looking into it, and had such a troubling time finding someone on YouTube or a blog post or whatever that had hair that was like mine. And I'm not talking about the curl pattern or the volume, thickness, whatever. I'm talking about like the kind of combination of fine, highly porous and curly hair that isn't 4C, because you know, the products used in hair that's like 4A to 4C is just a bit different. Sometimes, not all of the time, but I just found that the things I was trying to do when looking at those videos weren't always working for me. And then a lot of the videos that I saw of people who had hair in the 3s, their hair seemed to be like low porosity, normal porosity, and they kind of like didn't have this issue. Like, I'm saying I couldn't leave my curls for one day and refresh on the second and third day. I had, like, if I wanted to go out in the evening of the morning that I'd washed my hair, I'd be needing to refresh again. What's that about? So all of everything is coming down to it. And so for me, this is it. Number one, find out the porosity type of your hair. Do you have low, normal, or highly porous hair like mine? So hair that is highly porous, basically it takes in moisture really easily but also loses it really easily. I don't know if it evaporates, I don't know if the hair sucks it all up, not really sure about that, but I know that it's an issue. Has me looking like a haystack. Not keen, guys, not keen. And yeah, I know that you're not either. So find out your hair porosity and work with your products accordingly. So sometimes, because I'm really conscious about consumerism as well, and so sometimes it's not all about going out there buying all the products I'm using or buying whatever new products. It's about learning how to use what you have properly, and that was key for me. So when you have highly porous hair, there are some things that I'm going to go through after that you need to apply and use your products in a way that you're going to lock the moisture in. When you have low porosity hair, that hair type suffers different challenges, such as it's harder for them to get the moisture in, get the hydration in, but once it's in, you know. So low porosity hair tends to use like hooded dryers, warm or hot oil treatments and stuff like that. Normal hair porosity is like, they're kind of chilling. They got a balance of both, you know. So yeah, there's this test where you can take a clean strand of hair, drop it into water. If it floats, supposedly low porosity. If it sinks, high porosity. And if it's somewhere in the middle, normal porosity. But that didn't work for me. It was different every time. And so my advice for that is to just go ahead and check out the characteristics of each of the types of porosity hair, and you know, you'll know when it has the characteristic, your hair's dry, hair's thirsty, you're highly porous, usually, right? So you're gonna know. So porosity of hair, super important, check that out, you'll thank me. Second is, especially for people with highly porous hair, please, let's deep condition weekly. Maybe this is repeating what you already know, but for me, which, you know, and I'm not unique, there's going to be so many other people doing this, I stopped deep conditioning weekly. I was like, I don't have heat damage anymore, I can just do wash and go. Nah, sorry, no, you can't, especially if you have hair that gets dry easily. Deep condition, please. Yeah, when I started that last week, I was like reborn into the passion of deep conditioning hair, because, you know, back when I had my own place and I was like just in uni and working casually, whatever, you know, my Sundays or my Mondays, I would do my deep condition regularly. Had all my stuff, no probs, but traveling all over the place, stopped it and paid for it. So my hair felt amazing, and I didn't even use like a deep treatment kind of thing. I just used my leave-in and added some extra oils like coconut oil or, you know, any other moisturizing oils, which is another point after this one. So please deep condition weekly. You know, if you have extra dry hair, then maybe twice weekly, but I have not had the need to after following the tips that I'm sharing in this. Yeah, so deep condition weekly is gonna be a massive help. So the third point is protein. Your hair needs protein, just like our body needs protein for strength, and essentially the protein helps to fill in the gaps, just to bring some integrity to your hair. But be careful and patch test when you're trialing out protein products or adding extra protein to your hair, because some people have protein sensitive hair, which I think I did, because at a point in time, kind of back in the day, I tried it out, and my hair got really hard, like hard, you know, and it wasn't cool. So I kind of ditched it for a while, and now have been learning that, you know, you just don't do it as often, or you don't leave it in as long. But I have also read that using like protein, you know, hair masks with protein in them or whatever, as opposed to trying to make your own at home, I have read that the ones that are made specially are like balanced and all of this, and it's going to give you a better result. So look into that and see what's going to work best for you. But especially when you're trying to grow your hair, if you do protein treatments too much, your hair's just going to get, you know, rigid and brittle and snap. So you need a balance of hydration and protein. Now we're kind of going to go into a little bit of product. About the kind of products as well is shampoos. When you're using shampoos, like when I'm using shampoos now and for the last maybe 4 or 5 years, it's always been sulfate free, and I think most of us know this. But if you don't, sulfate is just going to strip your hair and make it drier. And even some of the sulfate free shampoos, just check out for any other ingredients that could be drying your hair, and also sometimes opt for different things, such as using an apple cider vinegar rinse with a couple drops of carrot oil, or even a co-wash product. If you are going to shampoo every time you wash your hair, which, you know, most of the time I do, shampoo your roots, not necessarily the length of your hair, because you don't want to extra dry that out. You know, you don't need to help it dry out, especially if you have highly porous hair. It's going to do it anyway. So yeah, just you really want to cleanse the roots, massage the roots, stimulate your scalp, make sure all of that's clean, and let the lather, the product, as it rinses down, it will actually take with it whatever extra product buildup is on your actual hair as well. So that's what I recommend about the way that you shampoo and the types of shampoos you could be using if you should so choose. I think it's for moisturizing versus sealing oils. So this was a game changer for me. You may already know this, but this is a game changer for me for real. Because, you know, like argan oil, coconut oil, like at some point these things really hit even mainstream, you know, hard and fast, right? But again, like I said in the beginning, it's about knowing how to use the products you have as well. And so an oil like coconut oil is a moisturizing oil, which is really self-explanatory. It's able to penetrate the hair shaft and get the moisture in. The thing is, it doesn't necessarily stay there. So for that, you need a sealant or a sealing oil, which is one that just, you know, just sucks it all in and locks in that moisture. So before we go to examples of those, examples of moisturizing oils are coconut oil, avocado oil, tobacco oil, babasu oil, am I saying that right? Babasu oil, and also olive oil. Tobacco oil is supposed to be similar to sebum, which is, you know, the natural oils that our hair produce, and so it's quite good. It's often used in Japan for a range of their beauty products, used by the geishas, and, you know, back in the day or now, whatever that's going like. But yeah, it's a highly popular Japanese oil. So there's a range of different oils, because I know a lot of people say coconut oil doesn't work for them, or they're allergic to coconut oil. Sealing oils, examples, Jamaican black castor oil, which if you have fine hair, like myself, and it's way too heavy, you could either add it to like a deep conditioner and do it like that and rinse it out, or you could add it to a carrier oil, like a lighter sealing oil, such as add a few drops of castor oil to grapeseed oil, which is a lot lighter of a sealing oil, and you still get the benefits of the castor oil and not the heaviness. So that's something that I do, and I haven't done for a long time, but this is what I did before, and that works really well for me. Jojoba oil is also another example of a sealing oil. Oils that are both almond oil and argan oil, they're both moisturizing and sealing oils. And just a small thing about moisturizing oils, they are really great to add to your deep conditioners and your leave-ins. And so now that's like the foundation, that's like all of the information. And so what I would recommend, like what I've been doing, and you know what you guys have asked me to share, is so now you have all of that information, you check your products out. Okay, cool. So in my cupboard I've got some coconut oil. I went out and got grapeseed oil because I knew that it was a sealant and that it's a lightweight oil. And I had, you know, whatever leave-in I was using. So I washed my hair as usual, then mixed a leave-in, I made my own kind of like deep conditioner, which I actually want to get some of, but I was just using what I had, right, to test this out. So I just used a conditioner, like a leave-in conditioner, and added lots of moisturizing oil. So I used coconut oil because that's what I had, and left that in my hair for like 30 minutes. The first day I did use like a plastic wrap, then washed that out, just rinsed it out. I did rinse with rice water. Not here to talk about hair growth, because like while my hair is like kind of, you know, it's like medium length, it's just like waist length, but my hair doesn't grow quickly, neither do I retain length, so not the right person for like length. But rice water is supposed to be good for protein as well, and I am just wanting to see how the rice water goes. I will definitely be letting you know. But yeah, so I rinsed with the rice water, and then I applied, so I got my leave-in conditioner, which at the moment I'm just using Maui. I love that they have the list on the side that's like no parabens, no SLLs, no sulfates, no silicons, none of that jazz. So it's a really clean product. First ingredient I believe is aloe vera juice. So at the moment, this is second day hair. All I've got in it is the Maui, the pink one, the hydrating, and then I put that all in, ran it through my hair, and then just used grapeseed oil to seal it. And last week, I did not have to spritz, I did not have to add any more product for 6 days. And the only, like, my hair wasn't even dry, really. The only reason I washed it was because like my curls were going straight. That kind of happens to me when my hair is like hasn't had water for a while or anything like that. Just like the curls just, yeah. So anyway guys, it would be awesome to hear back from you if any of this was really helpful for you, if you found out stuff you didn't know before, and yeah, please like comment below and let me know how it worked if you tried some of this stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes for you guys, and good luck with your highly porous hair, or you know, just combating like losing hydration really quickly, and I'll see you in the next video guys, so peace.